My mother and her twin sister's favorite cake is Medovik, which is like a honey plum cake. It's super light. The cream is made with sour cream. I'm gonna use this whole bucket of 3 pounds sour cream, but it's a little bit wet. So to make it more creamy for my filling, I'm gonna be using this Greek yogurt maker to strain the liquid in the sour cream. I did this the night before I started my cake, so I had time to strain. This is also used to make cream cheese and other stuff with it. Greek yogurt, just make your yogurt or sour cream more thicker so the water kind of releases. This is gonna be my ingredients for the cake. Super low maintenance cake, I think, barely any ingredients, starting with about 3-4 tablespoons of prunes. I'm gonna be cutting them very smallly because I want it to be in like every bite, so little pieces, little chunks. And I'm going to soak them in rum. This step is totally skippable. This is the brand of dried plums I'm using, by the way. I'm gonna add 3 ounces of the rum. If you're not doing rum, just add 2, maybe 3 tablespoons of water and microwave it so that the prunes can be softer and it can absorb some juiciness. And then for our dough, starting with 2 eggs, mix it together. I'm gonna put this on the side so it's already ready. I have this large saucepan and I'm gonna be using honey, 100 grams of honey, and then we're just gonna let it warm up so it's easy to work with. I'm gonna put all the ingredients in the description just so it's easier for you. Baking soda, 1 teaspoon, and then mix very fast because it's gonna bubble up, and that is exactly what I want. And I'm having it right now on on high low, like almost medium heat. Into this, I'm also adding 20 milliliters of water, and I'm just gonna stir it until it's golden yellow. It's gonna have a lot of honey flavor. It's gonna be so delicious. Also adding 200 grams of sugar and still mixing it until it's gonna be beautiful gold, and it's gonna be like liquid gold. And also this smells so good. This cake is really creamy, soft, fluffy. It's so delicious. Better than any store-bought cake you can think of. So see, it's already golden. I took it off from the heat, and when it cools down about halfway, I'm adding slowly my 2 mixed up eggs, very slowly because we're not making omelets. And just a little bit. Every time I'm mixing it, it's also cooling it down. So that's why I had to mix it really fast. So it's cooling down. We need it to be cooled down. Now flour, 400 grams of flour. I'm adding it in parts. 1 part and then another part when most of the flour disappears and it's all combined. It's almost like choux dough. I love choux dough. Like for eclairs, very similar way of making it. Adding more flour and then more flour and then mixing it until it all kind of comes together. And here I'm pretty much done with it. We just need it to cool down, and a big help on cooling it down is using a marble. I have a marble piece right here and put some flour down, and I'm getting my dough out. Now it's still lukewarm, that's why it's so runny. So I'm using this tool. What is this tool called? I always forget what's it called, but I'm using that to kind of like scrape it from the bottom and mixing it a little bit, and it just helps to cool the dough down, just mixing it all together, because we do need to roll this out very soon, but it's still a little warm, but it's getting there. See, now it's like almost cool, and I'm able to work with it by hand because we're gonna need to cut pieces out of it, and that will be our layers. So here I made a big blob and I'm cutting it in half, and then in another half, so it's quartered, and the quarters into halves, and it's gonna be my layers plus the extra crumbs that go on top and around the cake. I'm putting a foil on top and wait until it completely cools down. Now let's see on the sour cream. This was overnight. That's how much liquid came out. That's a lot of liquid. It makes the sour cream wetter. This is vanilla bean. I got it from Amazon, and I'm also going to show you what I do with the stick after I take the vanilla beans out. So I just cut it open and then scraping out those vanilla beans, and that goes straight into the sour cream. Nice, very beautiful. Into this 200 grams of flour and 1 cup of heavy cream. And then all of this is gonna whisk together. You can just mix it together by hand, but this is just so much more comfortable, and it's gonna distribute all those beans and sugar evenly throughout the cream. And I'm telling you, this cream right here is addicting. I mean, this, oh my god, this filling in crepes will be so good. So this is a bourbon bottle. There's bourbon in it, and this is where I put my sticks. And now I have vanilla extract or vanilla bourbon, and this can stay like that for years. My dough is cool enough for us to roll it around, so I'm gonna make like little balls, and I've prepared silicone sheets, and I have this cake mold. And I love this because it's adjustable, so you can adjust it exactly by millimeters on how wide you want it to be. I have, I think, 2 actually of this. So I'm gonna roll out every single dough and measure it to how big of the setting I put on the ring mold. So just rolling it out and see if it fits. I mean, that's pretty much it. A little bit on the side, but that's the great thing about this mold, is that you can adjust it. So now I'm pushing it down, and all those crumbs on the edge right here, we're saving that because we're gonna bake that. That's gonna be our additional crumbs that goes on the top and around this. So this stuff, it needs to be saved. At this time, I'm preheating the oven to 350, and we're gonna bake it for 5 minutes. See, that's the additional crumbs on the side. And I have my sheets, my cookie sheets, upside down so it can be perfectly flat on top when it bakes, and just pushing down some holes into the dough so the steam can come through it. So I'm gonna do 4 at the same time, plus like the little scraps we have on the side. Now this is a one-time use thing, cake bottom pan thing. I love it. I've been using it for ages. You can buy it in big stacks, and what I have in my hand is this cake foil. If you ever been in a bakery and then you take off a foil, this is it. I also got it on Amazon. You can measure it how much you need, and then I put a little tape on it and cut it where exactly I need it, because this is gonna help to hold my cake together. And my bases are done baking. I'm just gonna let it cool completely because it is super soft right now and it's very fragile. And here's my cream and my plums. This have been soaking this whole time in that rum. I'm putting a little bit of cream on the bottom layer over here just so that it can stick there and not move around. Now I made my ring a little bit bigger so it fits completely, because it did bake and it grew a little bit, so it kind of messed up on the sizing, but that's totally fine. You can adjust it. That's what I love about it. You can adjust it. So in the first layer, I'm putting cream, and we're gonna do 2 layers with the prune, 2 layers of that, and the rest is just gonna be the plain cream, the sour cream filling. Oh my god, it was so good. I was eating it with a spoon. I ate so much of it. I was worried that I'm not gonna have enough for my cake, but I had plenty for the cake, so that was perfect. So going in with the second layer, and now I'm adding my first layer of prunes. So I'm adding half of what I have in my bowl, and then another layer, as well as you can, just like that. Nice. And then cream on top of it. Beautiful. And this cake is gonna stay in the fridge overnight because the dough needs to absorb the flavors and the moisture from the cream, and it's just gonna be so much more better. Here are my crumbs, the extra crumbs. I'm blending this together until it's basically powder. So reusing the scraps is perfect for this cake. And this, I'm taking it off. And then we can take off the plastic too and see how everything is holding together. I did put it in a fridge before taking it off, just so the sour cream can cool down a little bit, because it did get warm while I was working on it. But I did not put the whole entire sour cream in on the cake. I left some to fill in some holes like I'm doing right here, and then we're gonna put the rest all around the cake, and then hope that there's some leftovers that you can eat, because this cream is absolutely phenomenal. It's so delicious. It's so creamy. It's thick, but not like cream cheese. Like, it's still very light. Here are my crumbs, and I'm just putting them on the side, like kind of like throwing it at it. You don't want to like just slap it on with your hand, because your hand's gonna pick up some of that sour cream and it's just gonna make a mess. So I'm just kind of just tossing it onto the side, and I love that I can put back the crumbs that fell down on the tray back into the plate, and then keep using it. So yeah, this is gonna make like an additional flavoring to the cake, because there's honey in it. There's honey in it, and it tastes so delicious. And with the leftover crumbs, you can also make cake pops. Yes. And I'm putting a ton of it on top. And then once I'm done with that, it's gonna go into the fridge until tomorrow. And trust me, the next day, and even the next day, it's gonna taste even better. It's like soup. Like when you make soup, it tastes great, but the next day it tastes even better. I'm using like a brush, like the oiling brush, to remove some of the crumbs on the bottom, and that is ready to go into the fridge. See you tomorrow. And here we are tomorrow. I'm just decorating it with a little bit of whipped cream that I made and a little bit of the leftover crumbs. Not necessarily. It can be eaten as is. It's beautiful. It's delicious. Visually, I mean, yeah, visually it's not the most beautiful cake, but it tastes so good. Like, it's one of those cakes that you taste and you will remember forever, because it's not a basic flavoring cake. It's very unique. It's sweet, it's tart, it's creamy, it's hearty. Yeah, I mean, if it will fill you up, but it's so delicious that you can eat like 2 slices at once, because you're not gonna want to stop, and you're gonna crave it very, very soon. It came out absolutely perfect. Don't recommend it if you're on a diet, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be so hard to not eat more and more and more, and it's just so delicious. Just let it stay for overnight, and the flavoring is gonna enhance by 200. Delicious. Everyone's gonna love it. Multi-layers. It looks complicated, but it is so simple, and if you make this for a crowd, they're gonna love you.